Esport ekranına hoş geldiniz. Turkish Airlines EuroLeague'de Final Four medya günündeyiz. Fenerbahçe Beko üst üste yeniden Final Four'da ve biz de bu güzel günde Wade Baldwin'i yanımıza aldık. Wade, I was just saying what a great occasion to get together over here and have interviews today.
Yes.
Your first Final Four media day.
Yes. About time.
About time. You don't usually like these media days all too much.
But this one's good. This is an exception. This is I've waited for this for 6 years, so let's get to it.
Yeah, finally, after so many attempts, how does it feel to achieve that goal of yours?
In the moment, it was great, and it was also almost not satisfying enough. And I think that's the mentality that our teams had all season. It's like we've been second, first, third in the league, but it's felt like the mentality we've had is it's like we're 10th, and we're still fighting to be in a playing team. And I think that's what's make our hunger really better than other teams.
And it's right about time for you. You said it, after 6 years, finally you're here.
Yeah.
And we have always, heard your name in the market many times after all, one season contracts you had with Bayern, Olympiacos or Baskonia. And I believe there were a lot of talks about you in the past when, after your Bayern season, Efes was looking to replace Vasilij Micic. Fenerbahçe was on the market looking for guards as well. Was there ever a possibility before you landed here maybe years ago?
No. The first opportunity was this summer. After my Bayern year, the two main teams that were after me was one Russian team and Baskonia, and one Italian team as well. And after that, I've always wanted to play for Maccabi at that point in my career, and getting to experience playing there was great. And they had a situation, of course, that we went through last year, and it was time to get out of there. And it was refreshing to have a Turkish club, especially a Fenerbahçe we talked about in the beginning of the year. When a powerhouse calls like that, your Panathinaikos, your Real Madrids, your Barcelonas, your Fenerbahçes, you answer the call, and you bring yourself there, and you try to perform your best.
And the resume of Fenerbahçe Beko is speaking for itself. Right now, 7th Final Four in the last 10 years, which involves pandemic season as well. So that's quite a lot of achievement for a club. How do you feel under this logo?
I felt great. I think it's where I've wanted to be. It's a powerhouse as an American guard who didn't know anything about European basketball in the slightest bit. To start at a club like Olympiacos, kind of fall short and work his way back up to a powerhouse. It's been a hell of a ride, and I think that this ride is just beginning for me. Just turning 29 years old and signing a long-term contract here at Fenerbahçe. Yeah. I hope that this is the start of a winning Wade Baldwin and continuous winning for Fenerbahçe.
Of the 6 years you had here, you've been to 5 different countries.
Yep.
How do you rank Turkey? How do you rank Istanbul to live?
I'll be honest, in the beginning, Istanbul was very difficult
Chaotic.
to get adjusted to. It was very, very difficult. But like anything else, when you catch a rhythm and you find your places where you like to go, and the people, and experiencing the home games here and seeing how everybody's responding to the success that the team has, you fall more in love with it. And that's kind of been my story.
Of course, getting used to Istanbul. What was the biggest challenge? Maybe the traffic, driving?
Everything really. After 2 years of a country and feeling like that is your home, it almost felt like a forced breakup in a way, and to re-find a love for a new place was what I was going through earlier in the season. Also, not being fully healthy was very tough beginning of the season for me. But we've transitioned, and the team, the organization, everything that's come with this season has helped me find my way.
You mentioned the challenges of an injury.
Right.
Of course, you had your injury from last year reoccurring,
Right.
and that needs a different kind of attention. While you were getting used to living here, that was something you have to go through. What was that challenge like? Because, you know, in the previous years, I don't think you have missed as many games, in total as you missed this season.
No.
So there's a physical part of it, but how was the mental part of this injury also?
The mental part was surprisingly easy. And I say that because I was very shocked and relieved that this club here in Daria and the medical staff and our coach and everybody was very patient in making sure that I was healthy. And they were looking out for my best interest.
Yeah.
At times in this continent, in this league, you can find people who come back from injury too early and the club forces them to. This wasn't the way. They wanted to fully make sure that I was healthy, strong, and from February till now, I've been completely healthy. So it worked out.
Was this the way you felt last year? Because, I mean, of course, everybody wants to play when there's a playoff series going on. You got injured in the first game with Maccabi, then you were back in the fourth game, but it wasn't a good story for you. Your injury, it was maybe too forced to have you playing over there.
Right. They were patient as well. For me, it was just the will to win, really. We had fought everything through that season with the war and the crazy travel, beating Panathinaikos the first game and having an opportunity to go to the Final Four for Game 4. There was no way I wasn't going to try to put my best foot forward in helping the team, reach that. And ultimately, I got hurt again, and I was okay with that because, I'm going to give everything I have for the team. So I didn't care. I didn't tear it again, whatever. I went to Croatia and got 8 shots a day to try to get it healthy, and anything to get back on the court and play versus Panathinaikos.
Yeah, that was a tough series.
Yeah.
That had a lot of demands from everyone for sure.
Yeah.
We will get back to that. You mentioned the sacrifices and you mentioned that they were patient while you were going through your recovery over here. Derya Yanlar, they made a mid-season signing with Eric McCallum, which kind of created the situation not to rush you to have back.
Right.
So being on the sidelines, watching everything, what was your approach like at that point?
I said, shit, it's going to be easy to get back to playing. When you add another guy who's a scorer, like Eric has a reputation of being and is, for me, with the way that I play, it's comforting. So it was even more like I need to get back to help the team. I'm seeing that, we have a possibility of having a starting 5 group that could be whoever 5 out there and a bench group with another 5 out there that's really 2 starting EuroLeague teams.
Yeah.
And how we're going to manage to do that was how we ended up doing it and having a successful, second half of the season while adding him.
And one more ball handler, and it never hurts to have more, I guess.
It never hurts to more. It doesn't, especially a guy with his experience, his creativity. It helps any team.
Yeah, when you have him on the court as well, next to you, he's always a threat, so they can't bring help from him.
Nope.
And it kind of makes it easier for you to find that, perfect jumpers.
Yeah, it's put me right in my comfort zone for the second half of the season.
Yeah, you mentioned that you've been healthy ever since February. Coming back with Turkish League games, Turkish Cup games actually, and winning the Turkish Cup.
Right.
What was the boost like over there? How did you feel coming back into the system?
Well, first, okay, you have your professional answer, but truthfully, it's like I don't want to come and mess up what the team's got going on. I hope I don't come in and ruin any flow that goes on. But no, we have a system here that's you play the right way, you do the right plays, you do the assignment correctly, and we were able to dominate in the cup. It was almost too easy. Winning by the margins that we were winning by, and it was a good time of the season, good turning point for us.
Ever since the season started, we have always been talking about you and Nigel's chemistry on court. Mm-hmm. Why you guys? Because we know that in clutch time, you're going to be the ones that are taking those shots, and your usage rate would be the highest in those moments. So the chemistry, who's going to take the ball, who's going to shoot it, this was a big question ever since from the start. But with the injuries, it took a little bit of time, I guess. So how would you talk about this chemistry building?
Oh, it's been easy because Nigel is a player who slows the pace down for our team with his post-up ability, with his scoring, being able to draw fouls out the low post, his creativity out the passing to others out the post, and then the opposite side of the spectrum is me and the speed that I play with. And it seems like it's very up and down when I enter the game. It throws teams off, and at the end of the game, it's very easy to find the mesh because he's a very dynamic player. He's not just a post-up guy. He's a guy that can shoot from the perimeter very well. His three-point shooting has gone up, I think, every year of his career, it seems like.
Yeah. And playing small ball.
Yeah, that's a testament to his work that he does on his game, and it fits me perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see you building that chemistry for sure. And we are at a point where it seems great. Let's talk about the playoffs. For the first time ever, you didn't play 5 games.
Yeah, thank God.
Which is refreshing, I guess.
Yeah, the 5th game is a nightmare for me.
Yeah, in the past, but you're in Fener jersey now. So
it only takes 3 games this year at least. So that was a very good playoff series. A team we knew that played the fastest in Europe. And at times it felt like we played faster, stronger, and the games were close, but it always felt like we were going to win the games. I guess everybody on the team kind of felt that way once the game started, and it goes on. It felt like we were the better team each game.
The first game was a close one.
Very close.
It was your shot that made sure that we got the win in the last 10 seconds. And then the third game went to overtime. Yep. This was 3-0, but did it really feel like 3-0? Not to me, when I was watching the games.
It was one of those situations where you're playing on the court and you don't feel like you're going to lose. You just don't want to make the errors, the mental mistakes at the end of the games, and we didn't. And then we also had a very big contribution from Tarek in that overtime to score his 7-0 flurry. One ball, we give him a little bit of crap because the ball hit off the referee for him to go dunk the ball, but it was a great overtime by him. Around
this time last year, you have tweeted, said 13 on Fener is the most underrated player. That aged well in a year. Yeah. He's not underrated anymore.
No, he's not underrated. Shooting ability he possesses, the competitiveness is what I saw from him in that Monaco series last year. Because that's one of the key things that I look for in players is the competitive nature that the guy has, and he showed it a lot. And this was kind of like his coming out season.
When you have wings making shots like that, it's always good for the guard.
Easy. Very easy.
It's easy to reach your assist numbers in the playoff when Tarek is shooting that way. Let's get back to that. You had 11.3 points and 4 assists in the series against Paris, which was demanding, of course, point guard duties. You also have a lot in this team. How have you been juggling when being a scorer or point guard? How do you balance everything that is expected?
I think a lot of people have questioned what position I am. There's been confusion. Is he just a scorer? Because of my prior years of being a top scorer in the league, is he a point guard? For me, it's always been whatever the game is required. There's been games this season where I've had 6 points and probably 8 assists, and there's probably been games where I've had 15 points and 0 assists. It's just the nature of our team and the nature of my game to whatever the game requires that day is kind of what you're going to get.
Is there a downside to finishing a series 3-0? Because while your opponent Panathinaikos in the next stage is being battle tested by FS, you kind of finished a bit early, but it's also time to recover, so you tell me.
No time to recover after we went up. We had Turkish League games that we had to do, so it was...
But less games still.
Yeah, but it was... Yeah, it was good.
It's been good. I hear that everybody is healthy now. You're doing practices. Everybody is involved.
Yep.
So that is definitely good.
That's it.
So
that's it.
This Paris series, I don't see you showing a lot of big reactions a lot of the times after you score, but there was this moment where you were like too small celebration against Nadir Hife,
Right.
who was making crazy shots like Mike James, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that celebration.
Yeah, that's you know, you have a kid that's 22 years old, extremely talented, has been doing the remarkable things that he's done this entire season, really. And I kind of looked at myself as an older player in this league in that moment there. So we just took a little bit old school with him, and we posted it up, we faded, and the goal in that situation is kind of just break the will of a player, make him feel like it's not possible to guard, and you know that clip and that celebration is going to be posted everywhere that he's going to see. But to be honest, he had a very good response in the game 3, still performing the way he does. So it's very good credit to both those guards that they're very unrattled. It doesn't matter what team, what situation, they're gonna play their game.
I mean, we had an interview with Nigel before the playoffs, and he mentioned he has a cool 5 in the EuroLeague, and Nadir Hife was in his cool 5.
He's in his cool 5.
Yeah, would you say he's cool too? I think the guy is cool.
He's the next generation of Europe, and it's nice that he's also a French player. You see a lot of that in American guys that come over, but to see it in a European player, it's refreshing to see that the game's growing, and that's kind of the trajectory I hope that the league goes in.
I mean, that reaction of yours came after a mid-range pull-up jumper that you perfect and finish with a killer instinct. So let's talk about these shots, because long twos has become some kind of a sin lately in the NBA especially, but we are kind of seeing it is used more by Yıldızı, Alexander or Jamar Murray these days, and it is kind of coming back.
Right.
So how do you perfect this? What is the key in being efficient in this? I mean, switching posts, what is it for you?
It's really just the mentality of what the defense gives you. A lot of times the defense tries to take away the 3. They try to fight very hard over screens to force you inside the paint for layups or to get you in those in-between zones. And teams do also a very good job of clogging the paint up. So the only available shot is that. And why not be good at that shot that you're going to get? The NBA and the basketball world is, like you said, kind of looked a second way on mid-range shots, but it seems like in every big game, in every important series, there's a lot of mid-range shots being shot because that's the best shot available.
Especially in Europe, maybe?
Europe, NBA, you know, it's what they do.
And I mean, we were.
Don't listen to him. Please listen to him.
No, he's the one to talk to right now.
You know the thing that said one gorilla versus one.
Whatever he says, he doesn't stand behind it.
Come on, it was one gorilla versus 100 Wade and Tariqs. We'd win.
He's trying to say that we're good right now, but we're not good. We don't like each other.
It's like good to see some friendly. What I say.
He's still underrated, by the way.
He's still.
I'm everything he wants to be, but better.
He's everything that I used to be, and he's trying to be. That's what it is.
It's good. It's good to have this competition in the team also, right?
This is why I came here, to deal with this.
I mean, the kid is ambitious.
Yes.
You can't blame him.
I said he's the younger version of myself. I love it. I love it.
And wait, we were watching other Game 5s while you were comfortable at home this time, and there were these graphics coming up. Everybody was talking about Game 5 appearances, the highest scoring ever, 22.2 points in the previous series. So this is something that I was really happy to see, because in a do or die game, in a game where it matters, how do you find this stage to be for yourself? This says a lot.
I think this is what we talked about before, just the competitive nature. These games are who's the most competitive player, who's gonna fight to the end, who's gonna not quit when things get bad, who's gonna still stay with it and defend hard and try to go for the basket. Like, this is those moments. These are those Game 5. These are those elimination. Your season can be over, or you can continue type games. And I found success in in those games in the past. So I hope it continues on May 23rd.
I mean, those were just about game fives. Also, you are the player who scored most points in a season playoff series, 99 points in a playoff series back with Maccabi. So this is something, again, that says a lot, because you mentioned that it's an elimination game at this point. Going into an elimination game, seeing this, I'm really happy. Are you happy that everybody realizes that you do this?
I think they know, and I think ultimately that's why I'm at Fenerbahçe. I think the work that I've put in the past has led me to a big club to perform at that level, and we have a great team full of a lot of great players. And if it comes down to me being the person that has to do it, it's not like I haven't done it before.
You have a great team that has struggled but somehow survived a lot of problems during the season, and we're going into an elimination game now. The opponent is Panathinaikos, so we have seen them kind of having struggles against FS, but also the winning mentality they had from last year is still going on. So how are you feeling about this?
I think for me personally, it's a revenge game, and I know for the club here last year, who was in this exact same situation a year ago, it's another revenge game. It's a second opportunity to play the same team that beat you, and I know that everybody's gonna feel that hunger to perform well and really go at those guys.
Okay, I remember. Again, I'm going to go back to the tweets, because you and Kendrick Nunn were tweeting back and forth a little bit to each other, even though you're not tagging each other. There was like some kind of a beef, should I say, or dislike, but you were unfortunately not able to play to answer on the court in the playoff series. So is there a revenge part also with Kendrick Nunn?
May 23rd.
You cannot wait.
That's it.
I guess I got my answers. You're saying yes. So yeah, FS defended Kendrick Nunn great, by the way, but they also showed that it's not a one-man task. So what's the focus going to be against him?
We're going to play our Fenerbahçe team basketball game. We're going to have tactically what we're going to do against Panathinaikos, and that's the coach's job to prepare us on what we're going to do. And the rest is the effort that you put forward, the 50-50 balls, the competitiveness, the bumps that aren't part of the system, that aren't part of the stat line, that aren't part of anything. That's just the hunger part, and we need to be the hungry team.
Let's talk about those mid-range pull-up jumpers again, because we have seen also in the series that PJ Dozier was finding a lot of them effectively against Panathinaikos. At the end, he didn't make them because of his injury maybe, but what is it that makes you more able to find them against Panathinaikos? Is it because, I mean, the bigs are staying close to the paint and not shoving up as much? So how do you think you can take benefit of this in this game, the or-die game?
Panathinaikos is specifically covered me all different ways, and Ottoman and what he's done is covered me very different ways. When he was with the FS, he stayed in the drop where the big was always back, and it was able for me to operate there. Last season, in the regular season and the first game, the playoffs, they did a full-on trap. Every pick and roll that I did to get the ball out of my hands to make the play for others. So we got to watch the film again of the two games and what they do to defend the guards versus us, and we have to be prepared for everything. And honestly, there's no defense that our team hasn't seen through different teams, how they play defense. We've seen everything. We know that tactically what we'll need to do for that game. And like I said, I think that it's just the competitive nature, the hunger, the effort level that will be the difference.
Yeah, of course, there's a lot of moves from the coaches that we're going to see on the court. Maybe you will play with Nigel as your center. While he's shooting, you will find more space inside.
Right.
Who knows? Those are the things that we're going to see. But let's manifest that you're going to be in the finals. Who do you expect on the other side of the semifinal to win?
For me personally, I want Monaco. But either way, I think that
doesn't matter who it is.
It doesn't matter. Monaco was a team that beat us twice this year. Panathinaikos was a team that beat us twice this year. It's an unsettling feeling knowing that a team has defeated you, especially with our success this year record-wise. And for me personally, Monaco was the one team that eliminated me my first year, Maccabi, and Panathinaikos was the second team to eliminate me. So it'd be nice to win against both of them there.
Oh, definitely, I cannot wait for those days where we are winning those games and celebrating, to be honest. But also the fans are going to be crowded over there. We hear that a lot of attention is coming from the fans. They're looking for tickets. So how do you feel about the atmosphere? It was fire in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was very good here. This is...
Not just here, in Paris, even in Paris.
This is why you play in European basketball as an American. This is you're not going to get an experience like this in any other game, in any other life. So this is everything. This is what makes it all worth it. The sacrifices that guys make to be out here. It brings it all together.
And, well, I don't know what else to say but wishing you a healthy Final Four.
Thank you.
Everyone, though. I don't want to see no injuries on anyone's side for sure.
Yep.
Those are the things we don't want to see in sports.
Yep.
And wish you all the best of luck, Wade.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wade Baldwin'le birlikteydik ancak burada sohbetimizi noktalandırıyoruz. Hoşçakalın.